I'm just about to go out to the hives to do my final end of fall, early winter check. We've got about 3 days of fairly mild temperatures left for this fall, and the temperatures will be, at least in the 10-day forecast, below freezing every night. And that's usually a sign to me that I need to make sugar bricks, aka candy board, and get them on top of the top uh, super on the hives. So before I go out there, my husband is currently power washing the cars and it's very loud. So I figured I'd explain a little bit more here about what I look for and what I'm doing. So I'll just use this handy little medium here as an example. So as I go through the hives, I always pull out usually the second one from the side closest to me, and I'll check to see if there's anything there, brood, food, and all that good stuff. And then I'll go through, and any nectar that I find, I move to the center, which is a little bit different than most other times of the year where you want to have empty frames for the queen to lay. But we really want to set the hive up for success for the winter, and they're going to be clustering near the middle of the hive. So I usually leave like a buffer zone of like an empty-ish or empty frame on either end. And then from there, I try to put the most dense, heaviest frames in the center with like the ones that have lesser and lesser toward the ends. And I do that through every box. And if I notice like, if there's a box that's maybe there's only one nectar frame, then that's an indication to me that that box can come out, come off the hive. And instead, I will take that and, put that frame of nectar into one of the other boxes that might have an empty frame. And then the other thing that I look for is if there's any pests or brood problems, and making sure that anything is dealt with in advance. And then what I like to do and what I've had success with, I haven't lost any hives through the winter, is I put an empty medium on top. I work only with mediums, and then I put the sugar brick candy board right here. I haven't made any sugar bricks yet, and I have a ton of sugar to do that with. I just need to get that done. I'm going to start them tonight. I've got 7 hives right now, so I only have 2 pie dishes, and I might repurpose some other dish to kind of get some more of them done. And then what I'll do is I make them, and then I like to let them air dry for a few days, so it's going to cut it kind of close. And if I don't like how like the moisture level is, then I will put them in the oven for a little bit just to kind of dry them out a bit. And that's pretty much what I'll be looking for. I have never gone through all 7 of my hives at one time. They are a lot smaller than they have been throughout the year, and I've never gone into winter with 7 hives. So I'm a little apprehensive about spring and knowing that I'll have to either split or we'll have swarms. And I know that I can't support 14 hives if I have to split them all. So I'm kind of thinking, like, what am I going to do then? I certainly don't have enough equipment right now to support that. So that's something that I need to figure out if I need to get that now or play it by ear and see if there's maybe a good colony that might be a candidate to sell in the spring if they make it through the winter, and things like that. One of the things I look for before setting up the hives for winter is the population and their food. And this hive right now has 3 mediums. There's brood in the bottom, and these 2 top supers are all nectar, which is great to see. I just took the feeder off, and I just put an empty box on top. And the reason for that is because I'm going to make sugar bricks, and the sugar bricks will rest right on top of these frames as like an extra insurance policy. And then I just put a regular inner cover on top. I don't use quilt boards, and then regular telescoping top cover. All right, I just finished my hive inspection, and I got through all 7 hives, which was amazing. Three of them have a great population. They all have great brood. One hive I couldn't find the queen. Doesn't mean she's not there, but I didn't find any brood either. And there's pretty small amounts of brood in most hives. There's 2 where the queen is just looking for every possible space to lay, and she's just a laying machine right now, which is kind of good to see, but I'm also concerned if those little baby bees will make it through the really cold nights that we have coming up fairly soon. And other than that, this was like a really good overall inspection for the fall. I only saw good things, really great nectar stores. I only had one empty box that I had to take out, and that is going to go in the freezer shortly. And yeah, it's going to be hopefully a good winter as long as they don't run out of food. Thanks for watching. This was Tara Lynn with 5 Acres Honey Farm.